I had a small shopping accident. Dark bleatings, everyone. I went to a book convention last weekend. I accidentally maybe came home with 13 books and some merch. Do you want to see? This is somewhat of an impromptu video because I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to go to that convention, but it was near my house. It was the indie horror chapter. Hello, indie horror chapter folk, authors and readers and event attendees alike, if you're here. Thanks for checking out my video and all of, you know, these books that were just forced upon me. Like, I didn't mean to buy them or anything. So if you follow the channel, you know I recently finished a Read What You Own challenge. I read 100 books that I already owned before I was allowed to buy any more books, because I got an entire 7-shelf bookcase of physical TBR, and then I realised at the end of my challenge that I read 75 ebook review requests, and I haven't made a dent in that bookcase really. I did celebrate by treating myself to like 8-ish new books, and I said, right, that's it, no more for the rest of the year. Which was stupid, because even though I didn't know I was going to this convention, I knew about the 2 others I have scheduled. One in 2 weeks and one next month, but I digress. So I went to the indie horror chapter. I just had a little drive down there. I got to see some of my friends, really happy to see some folk there, fine folk, and I met a few bookish fans and readers, and I met some authors that I know through Facebook, or I know because I've reviewed their books before, and I met them in person for the first time. And I also met a bunch of authors that I've never read, and so I'm a first-time reader for quite a few of these. Before I get into the convention hall, I just wanted to show you that Trevor Kennedy very kindly sent me this recent issue of Phantasmagoria magazine. I say magazine, they are tomes as far as magazines go, but beautiful books. There's always a theme to them. Like, I had the Hellraiser edition, the Hellraiser special, absolutely wonderful piece of work. And I had the EasterCon special as well, and that was like Irish themed, was it? Yeah, Irish themed horror. So I don't know what the theme of this one is yet, but these are fantastic magazines. They are full of artwork, articles, feature pieces, interviews, reviews, and there's always fiction in them as well. So there's loads and loads and loads of stuff. So if you're a horror fan and you like to be up to date with things that are coming out, book releases, or you know, whatever, and you like sort of like special themed kind of stuff, this is a great magazine. I have not yet managed to read it. It recently arrived and I haven't been able to sit down with anything for a few days, but yes, thank you very much, Trevor. I can't wait to dig into that. Now, shall we get into the books that I accidentally got at Indie Horror Chapter? Where shall we start? Let's start with, we'll start with this little fella. Okay, so, all right. Oh, I'm so excited to show you these. I've kept them all in their bag since I got home, because they were extra things that came with some of these books, and I didn't want to mix up who I got what from, if that makes sense. So this is an anthology that I saw making the rounds on social media. I think it's a genius concept and I wanted it, and then you know, because I banned myself from books, I thought, oh well, I'll just have to wait till next year. But then several people at the event were trading this, I guess, because they have stories in it. So this is an anthology of UK indie horror called Bloody Hell, and if you're not from the UK, you might not know how absolutely perfect that title is, but Bloody Hell is a very common British phrase. Wherever you live in the UK, you probably utter the words bloody hell for quite a lot of stuff. It can be used for if something's wrong, oh bloody hell, or if something's really good, bloody hell. A range of emotions really you can put with it. Edited by Sarah Jules, and it's illustrated by Rachel Rose, and it's a beautiful looking book. So this is featuring stories from about 26 authors, several of which I have already read and people that I know. So I've recently discovered Stephen Barnard, M.L. Rayner, let's see, who else do I know on here? C.S. Jones I'm familiar with, David Watkins, great author and pal, oh, Elizabeth J. Brown, yep, I've read her as well. Yeah, well, yes, so, oh, Benjamin Langley, can't wait to see you at the raffle. No one's going to get that reference. But yes, so this is a beautiful, lovely packed anthology, beautifully presented. And what's the press that this has come from? Mark of the Witch Press, which I've never heard of Mark of the Witch Press, but I am quite impressed with the presentation of this book. It looks wonderful. So I'm really looking forward to getting to that. Let's have a look. See. Okay, right. Tits and Teeth by Lee Richmond. Now this is a short novella, and so because I've just finished this huge challenge and I just didn't want to add a bunch of 300 to 500 page books, like physical books, back onto my list on top of the hundreds I already have. So I was mostly looking for short reads, unless they were books that I've only got ebook copies of that I love, that I did pick up physical copies for. So in that case it doesn't count because I've already read them. But I did go, I wanted some short, just silly reads, some short fun reads, maybe some stuff that's a bit lighter, because I've been reading a lot of like very intense psychological horror recently. So I just saw this and I thought, I think I will. And I have to tell you, I already read it because I had about an hour and a half of free time in the last few days, and I could have gone on with a review request, but I kind of wanted like a palate cleanser, like something I could read all in one go, and yeah, just from start to end. And it was fun, but I'll talk about that in a reading wrap up. Okay, next up. Oh yeah, okay, I'm excited about this. This is The Laughing Policeman by Elizabeth J. Brown, who I met for the first time, and she's so lovely, and beautifully presented book. I love it. These are a series that, oh, I got extra goodies. Oh, there's a bookmark and oh, postcard. How fun. I haven't had postcards for ages. Of course I did get all of my books signed while I was there. So I reviewed The Laughing Policeman a couple of years ago. Either Elizabeth or her press approached me, and I can't remember quite now, but I really enjoyed it. It was like a supernatural, there's some dark magic going on, possibly a curse, and I just had a really great time with it. And I've been meaning to read the sequels, and when I get to them I will get physical copies, but I'm excited for that I finally have my copy. This was another I saw and had to get, Kelvin A. Allison, and I believe that I've read some shorts from Kelvin because I definitely recognized his name, and this is Day of the Killer Sprouts. And I'm really hoping that it's exactly what it sounds like. As you know, I do not read back cover synopses ever if I can help it, but the picture is implying to me that it's exactly what the title says, and I'm probably going to be my next read. I'm really excited to read it. Kelvin was very nice to talk to. Oh, as was Lee, who did the Tits and Teeth Shark story. Very nice people from my interactions with them. Oh, next, yeah, okay, this is Stephen Bernard's Ring Rock, and I'm very pleased. They got a lovely signed copy. Oh, and bookmarks. I have yes, I recently reviewed this, and the review is live on my website on happygohorror.com. Oh, I love that. That's a Ring Rock bookmark. Oh, if you've read the story, you will know how perfect this bookmark is. Oh, I love that. That's one of my favourite bookmarks I've ever had, actually. And then I've got a different Stephen Bernard bookmark, but I do prefer this one, though, because I love that little sheepy there. Yeah, I really loved this book, and so that was the one book that I had in my head that I was allowed to buy there, and I was going to stop there. I swear I was. Okay, and the last book in this bag is, this is why I kept them all together in the bag so I wouldn't forget. So this is Torment After Death by E.R. Vickers. I do not remember what she said it was about when I talked to her, but yes, I wanted shorter reads. Very nice person, and there are extra things in here. So I've got, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Oh, I have to put these down. I obviously came home with many bookmarks, but I have some, ooh, let's do it like this. Stickers. Little ghosty sticker. Another little ghosty sticker. I kind of live my life by a planner, like an all year planner that has a page for every day of the year on it, because I use it for work and all of my projects and stuff, but they're always boring looking, so I like to stick stickers all over them. I think I'm going to save these for my 2026 planner because I've got lots on my current one and there's only a few months left and I want to enjoy them for longer, so I think I will save them. Oh, this is a magnet, fridge magnet, how cool. Hey, E.R. Vickers are absolutely nailing it with the swag, I gotta say. Okay, and of course we have a couple of lovely bookmarks. And this is why I was really excited to show you this. E.R. Vickers crochets, and this is a little crocheted little spider that E.R. Vickers made themselves. Little spider. Now, I don't like spiders in real life, but how adorable is that? This little spider can live there. Okay, and then we've got a bunch of, oh, what's in here? Oh my god, I am loving that people are dedicated to magnets these days. Okay, I also have the Laughing Policeman magnet, which I'm thrilled about, and bookmarks, Philip Alexander Baker bookmark, and then this cute little owl. The book is the ship crossing, the book is the ship crossing the Sea of Time, with a little owl on it. Sorry, I don't remember who gave me those bookmarks. Okay, right, let's dive into this one next. Now, this author is completely new to me. I don't know if I'd heard of this author. I may have possibly read a short, but I'm really unfamiliar. So this author was extremely kind to me because I was all excited, I got these books, and then when it came time to pay, I didn't have cash, and I'm an old person that could not figure out, like, I just couldn't get the PayPal app on my phone. It just wouldn't download, and I like tried to log on a different way, it just didn't work, and da-da-da. So basically the author just trusted me to do it later, which I did the second I got home. But that was really nice because she did not have to let me leave with a bunch of books that, like, and I was a complete stranger to her, so for all she knew I wasn't going to pay her. But I got 3 novellas, and she said that these are like female rage stories, which I am very into and I need more of. So I've got Roll for Initiative, which I'm assuming is like a tabletop RPG kind of story that I'm excited to get to. I think this is my favourite cover. This is Eternal Wives. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's an extreme horror novella. Now, you guys all know I'm not a huge extreme horror person, but I think there's a particular type of extreme horror that isn't for me, but I have recently read a few things that I did really enjoy, so I think it's just trying to find my own subgenre of the subgenre of extreme horror, if that makes sense, that I click with. So I'm gonna give oh sorry, I didn't even say the name. Leslie A. Camphouse is the author. Apex Prey Polly. I think that these are shorts. Are they shorts? Or maybe not, maybe they're just chapter titles, I'm not sure. But you will find out when I read them. And because I've got a nice bunch of like short reads here, I might do like a reading sprint with these and then like review them all in one video, like a nice little novella video. And then there's extra stuff in here too, which I am very excited about. And it's so a cute little black bag with the bat paper in here. So this I am delighted by. This is a book tracker, which I guess I can use it as a bookmark as well, with a reading log, and you can put the title and the start and end date of when you're reading and your star rating, which I think I'm going to keep that for my January reads. I'm trying to plan ahead my book content for next year a bit better. I say that every year. Okay, so this is the first time I've seen all of this. Oh gosh, I've got some lovely artwork, some prints here. God, how lovely. I wonder if Leslie does her own artwork. I'm gonna have to check. Those are beautiful. I have a bloody looking badge. Let's get it out so I can show it to you properly. Oh, I think it's hands holding something bloody in a bowl. I think that's what that is. But it's a pin badge anyway, and I like it. I'm just, I'm stupid. Couldn't figure out what it was. Oh, there's so much stuff in here. Leslie does a good swag bag. I've got this lovely, just a lovely Leslie A. Camphouse print here, little art print, branding thing. Bookmarks, of course. Oh gosh. Leslie's so cool. So extreme horror, splatterpunk and dark romance is Leslie's wheelhouse. So I've got these Oh yeah, they're the same. So I've got these cool, really cool bookmarks. Gosh, I really love Leslie's style. I didn't buy something from everyone at the convention because I couldn't, obviously, because, you know, finances and stuff, but I was drawn to Leslie's table. And this, it says I'm a tattoo on the back, so maybe that's a tattoo, or it could, I'm assuming it's a tattoo, and I'm assuming that this one is a sticker, and I love it. And then lastly for this bag, I'm so delighted because I didn't like look in this bag when she gave it to me. I just assumed that the books, it was just going to be books in there. Oh my gosh, that's lovely. Look at this. Look at this little piece of art for me. That's lovely. I could use that as a coaster. Is it a coaster? Leslie, is this a coaster or is this just fancy art? I'm not sure, but regardless, I love it. Yeah, so that is what the picture on the pin badge is. Yeah, Leslie, you're winning on author merchant's bag. That's pretty cool. All right, now we're on to the last bag. So, okay, hang on. I gotta do this in a certain order. Oh God, there are things. Okay, I think right, calm down, Kaylee, everything's fine. Okay. Next up, I have Pyres by Kev Harrison. Kev was someone that I know of. We're friends on social media and stuff, and I'm sure that I've read some shorts from Kev at the very least, but I haven't read any like full-length work. I say full-length, longer works. So I am very excited to get to this. I'd read you the back covers of these things, but I don't want to know. I like to go in blind, so I'm sorry I'm not going to show you, but there is a little blurb, Blistering, from Lee Murray, and Lee Murray is an absolute horror icon and legend, so I'm gonna take her word for it. I'm really excited about this. David Watkins, thank you so much for kindly giving me this. This is Horror Tales from Wales, Kevin J. Kennedy presents, and so this is all horror stories from Welsh perspectives, and as a Welsh person that is always absolutely delighted if Wales ever in any way features in a story or a Welsh character or something, I'm super excited. For those of you who aren't aware of how awesome the Welsh flag is, the cover is obviously a horror take on the Welsh flag, but I'm really excited. So it features, I don't know if they put all the authors on the cover, let me just double check. So yes, featuring stories by Richard Clive, who I have read, who is a genius, that deserves more readers and way more confidence. C.L. Raven, I love them. I didn't know if, it's been just a while since I've like kept up with their work though, and I haven't seen, they used to just do like loads of conventions and I'd see them at horror cons, but I don't go to horror cons anymore. I go to the more like bookish specific ones, so I don't know if they're still on the convention circuit, and I just haven't been at the ones they're at. But yeah, they write really cool like sort of like dark feminist fairy tales and like a bunch of other stuff, but I'm really excited to see a C.L. Raven story. C.S. Jones, who I've mentioned a little bit earlier, David Watkins, and Lee Allen. So I'm really excited. This should be really fun, and that's going to be quite high up my TBR list. Yeah, I'm really excited to see that. And then this was one of the other books that I said I was allowed to buy at the convention because I've been meaning to get a copy of this for so long. It is Motel Sticks by Jonathan Butcher and Michelle, oh I'm sorry, I gotta read your name, otherwise I'm gonna say Trachtenberg because I've been thinking about Buffy a lot. Michelle Von Eschen and Jonathan Butcher co-wrote this. The marketing campaign was outstanding, and I've just been meaning to pick it up for the longest time, and I just haven't been able to. And yeah, it's a beautifully presented book. I think that they should be, like, I think they are proud of this, but they should be really proud of this. I've seen such great reviews and stuff. Is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I lied. I actually came home with 15 books, not 13 as I first said. But anyway, okay, so this is the last, and this is from Ross Jeffrey, and I asked him ahead of the convention if he could bring these for me, because I wanted copies of these books for the longest time, and he brought them and also gave me this lovely bag, which was very handy on the day. I'm really excited to show you these. There's a little slight story behind my attachment to these, so I also have a little swag here, so I just pop the bag over. Yeah. So Ross Jeffrey is the author of Juniper. This is a trilogy. Tome and Scorched, amongst other works. Look at how absolutely gorgeous these book covers are. Unreal. Like, they're so beautiful, and I've just wanted them for the longest time. I don't know why. I don't know what kept me from buying them. I think it was like just spending my money on books I hadn't read yet. But so the story for Juniper is, I used to write book reviews for Ginger Nuts of Horror. Absolutely great website. If you like book reviews, you have to go to Ginger Nuts of Horror, and also Happy Goat Horror, but there's room for all of us. So I used to write book reviews there, and I'd had like a few books to read, but I really just didn't like them very much, and I felt too bad to write reviews for them. I do write critical reviews now if I dislike a book, but at the time I just couldn't bring myself to do it. And I'd had kind of a bad run of just like 2 or 3 in a row that I was like, oh, I haven't really been enjoying my reading. And then at the time, totally unknown Ross Jeffrey, or definitely unknown to me, but I wasn't hearing people talking about him at the time, sent in Juniper, and I was just blown away by it. It was such a good story. I think the only critique I had of this was that he was a bit evil to a cat in it, and I made several mentions of that and told him I cursed him in my review, and I was really mad at him and I'd never forgive him and things. But I did forgive him because the story was really good. And so I just had like ebooks of these, so I read that, and then I also reviewed the sequel, Tome, and I wasn't expecting great things, and it wasn't anything to do with Ross. It's just I tend to be kind of disappointed with sequels almost all of the time, with books and films. I guess maybe I'm just a grumpy bitch about it, I don't know. But Tome exceeded my expectations. I think I liked it even more than Juniper. It has been a few years since I read these, and so these are, oh god, they're so beautiful. So I'm just so excited to finally have them, because I've wanted to reread them for years, but I just kept saying to myself I'm not going to until I have physical copies that I can, sit and bask with. But I will say, I thought I had, but I haven't read Scorched. I haven't read Scorched yet, and I don't know why I thought that I'd already read this, because I would definitely remember the story. Because this is the thing about these, about Juniper and Tome, is I read these years ago, and I read over 100 books a year typically now, and I read very fast. I'll finish one book and then start another one the same day, because I have so many review requests and I can't get to things unless I'm reading all the time. And a lot of the time, a whole bunch of the books that I read kind of like the stories fade in my memory so fast, because they're just like being pushed out by the newer story I've read. And a lot of the time, if I go to put like a star rating on Amazon or something, I have to reread the notes that I made or the review that I wrote of the book, just to quickly remind myself of which book that was. But this little baby that I read 6 years ago, 6 years ago, I can remember clear as day. I could do an interpretive dance of the plot if I wanted to. I could draw you a comic strip of it. I could tell you this beat by beat what happens, and also in this one as well. I remember these so well, because they were just so good. I had such a good time reading them that they like cemented in my brain. So I cannot wait to read this one. I'm going to reread these 2 first and then read this one, even though I remember the first 2 well enough to not need to do that, but I want to. And then, as well as the lovely bag he gave me, I've also got a Juniper sticker with a cat on it. Are you taking the piss, Ross? And also these cool coasters. So I got a Tome and a Juniper coaster there. So yeah, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, Ross, for bringing those to me, because I asked him to bring me copies, and he like told me how much they were, and I like PayPal'd him the money ahead of time, but I wasn't expecting such beautiful additions for like what he charged me for them. So like, I'm really grateful, Ross. Thank you so much. And here's another funny thing. I don't know if I said this to him when I met him the other week, but for some reason I thought he was American. I was very surprised to learn that he isn't, and also he lives quite locally to me as it happens. So that's always fun, making new bookish friends. Okay, so that accidentally happened. I didn't mean to do it. I meant to get those 3 books from Ross, Motel Sticks and Ring Rock. that was it. And I felt really bad because I was having such a good time at Indie Horror Chapter. I was sort of like walking around, talking to everyone I knew, first of all, and introducing myself to other people. Because there's loads of indies, so obviously I just wanted to let people know that I review books and where they can find me if they want to ask for book reviews and things like that. But I just have this thing of like, every time I go to a trader's table, if I start talking to people, it's not like a guilt thing, like I feel like I have to buy a book, but the second I start talking to someone and I'm interested in them, I just want one of their books. And I realised, like, I had to make one little trip back to my car because my shoulder hurt from carrying the books around in the bag, to put the books in the car, and then I had another bag full, and I was like, I just cannot spend any more money on books. So if you're a trader watching this that was at Indie Horror Chapter and I didn't stop by your table, I'm so sorry. It's not because I wasn't interested in your books, it's because I really couldn't spend any more money and I knew that I would. So at the next event, I'm going to make an effort to make sure I go make friends with the authors that I didn't get to speak to this time round. And to my author friends that I didn't buy anything from, I'm so sorry, but like, the odds are that I have a couple of your books on my TBR shelf anyway, if I know you in person as it is. So just a quick thing about the Indie Horror Chapter event itself. I really loved it. I definitely will go to that one again. It was really fun. It's basically just a big function room full of traders, just authors with tables selling books, and you know, if they have bits of merch and things like that as well. And it's the reason that it's different to the other bookish events that are in the UK that I know of, and if there are any others that I'm missing, please let me know about them. I'd love to know. So I know about Edgelit, I know about FantasyCon, and then there's World FantasyCon as well. And those events are very like author centric, so people do buy books and people trade there, but they're kind of more geared towards creators. So there'll be like panels and workshops and things like that for authors. They're not really like, they're not like sold as like reader events or like book fan events, which I think is a shame, because I think it's FantasyCon in particular I think would be great for readers and authors. But yeah, this Indie Horror Chapter was for readers to come and meet authors and get their books signed and buy books, and I just noticed that there were a lot more just general readers there, just like having a great time, having their books signed and taking pictures with the authors they like and finding new authors. And I just got to talk to so many cool people. So I would really recommend that if you're a book fan in the UK. I think that they do one annual event and it'll be like in a different town every time. It was Western Supermare last weekend. I think I would wholeheartedly recommend that. Authors, horror authors are extremely kind, nice people to talk to as well. So it's like, the atmosphere was wonderful, and Trish Wilson and the rest of the Indie Horror Chapter folk just did such a great job putting this event on. I really had the best time just like chatting with everybody. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope that I've just decimated your wish list too. If I have to spend all my money on books, then so do you. So okay, bleed.